Hello everyone, I'm Ridula Sarya, co-founder of Grooming Tales. I'm an educationist and I've been working with children for the last 4 years. Here's why children think like creative scientists, but we funnel them into structures that often discourage learning.
Hi, I'm Aishman Agrawal. Hi, I am Asim.
Hi, I'm Sarana. Hi, my name is Nuba.
Hi, I'm Saurabi Karki.
Hi, I'm Sanavi.
We need to pay attention to the teacher. We can go to the one class and someone asks us sentences and we can tell.
Learning is a lesson for our whole life long.
You have to read first and then measurements and you get the right answer.
You have to listen, you have to concentrate.
One more thing is important is fun learning. If there is no fun learning, then that's really hard for us to learn.
I like to go out in our ground and play. What time? Sasol.
I love to do experiments in science.
Yes, I like maths and art because my art is pretty good.
I'm learning readers and writers.
I mostly like to read books in my free time.
So in my experience while working with Grooming Tales for the last few years, I have come to realize that children actually behave like little scientists. They love to explore, they're very observant, they like to learn in their own unique way. You might have realized that yourself when your children start moving around, they want to touch things, they want to feel things, they want to throw things around. So this is just them being inquisitive and figuring out the world around them. This is just them testing their hypothesis and experimenting with the things they see around them. But what do we as adults do during that time? We try to keep those things away from them, out of their reach, so that they don't break them. We stop them, we tell them no. A lot of parents come to me all the time and tell me that, my child has a very short attention span. And I realize that this is not a problem. This is the way children naturally are. If we start expecting children to sit in one place, focus on one thing, listen to us, and then retain everything that we are telling them, I think the problem is with us and our perception. There's this research done by Alison Gopnik. She's a professor of psychology and she's done a lot of work with cognitive learning with children. And she talks about how children's brains work exactly like adults' brains after we've had few shots of cappuccino. She means that they're very good at taking multiple information from different sources at one time. We see this happening in our class all the time. The moment we start lecturing children or starting to explain them something with words, we lose them. When we try to teach them the same thing with games and activities where they are running around and they are required to focus on different things at once, they love it. They love to learn that way and they retain everything that we are teaching them. I have had so many instances where, children go back home and their parents ask them, what did you do in class today? They just say, oh, we play games. And they are so happy to have not learned anything that day. Even though they're learning so much, they don't realize it because they're doing it subconsciously. Once, halfway through the class, a child came to me and asked me, ma'am, when are we starting the class? So this is what we have done to our children. We have changed their perception of learning. They already think of learning as so boring. So if they are to go somewhere and enjoy the process of learning, they doubt themselves. I don't know why we are doing this to our children. We have gone through the same thing and we know exactly how boring it was to learn in this manner. Then why are we doing this all over again? Why are we putting our children through this? The best part about working with children is you learn new things every day. I was doing this workshop on ancient Egypt once with 5 to 7-year-olds. Then I gave them a small project where they had to build their own pyramids with the help of sugar cubes. Some were trying to make the tallest pyramid, but their pyramids kept falling. Eventually, one child started making his base stronger, and he just got it. All the children from the other group started looking at his pyramid and realized that, oh, his pyramid is going to stand up because he's made his base stronger. So they all started doing the same, but they managed to make the pyramids look different because they were working on it on their own. This is how children learn. They learn through imitation. They're always imitating their friends, their teachers, their parents, and we often tend to discourage them and stop them, saying, don't copy. But they're not really copying. They are just, this is how they are learning. They're imitating and seeing what is the best strategy and learning. Another thing that I learned through while conducting my workshops is that motivation works a long way for children. I had this child once who used to come for our public speaking workshops. He was a really shy child. Even if he had to say 2 lines, he would stand there with his head down and not speak up at all. But we kept motivating him throughout. And I remember in his first performance, he did really well. He was not the best speaker that day, but he had come a long way in just 3 months. And in a year's time, he made a Facebook page where he was uploading videos guiding other children to how they should speak in public. And now his Facebook page has more likes than our page. So that was a really inspiring moment for all of us. In the 1990s, they were teaching Japanese in all schools, thinking that 2 decades from now everybody would have to know Japanese in order to function. And here we are 2 decades later, and most of us don't know Japanese. We are doing just fine. Now schools and parents are teaching their children Chinese, thinking that is the new language that they'll require when they grow up. Children are being forced to do mental maths and mug up facts. These are things that computers and robots already do. Calculators are already doing this. We need to take a step back from this mundane competition where everyone is pushing their children in an attempt to make them smarter, and focus on more simpler things in life which make us human, like understanding the logic of things, developing analytical skills, understanding how concepts work, focusing more on life skills, and which encourage children to be more inquisitive and self-explore. And we need to provide children with the platforms. We need to provide children with platforms where they feel free to do so. Children have their own unique way of learning, and we need to understand that every child is unique, and he is going to process learning in his own way. Instead of teaching children the way we want to teach them, we should really make an attempt to teach them the way they want to learn things. What parents can do for children is make things more interesting for them, not make learning as something that is forced upon them. More importantly, parents should just let their children be, explore and learn in their own way. We can probably create a safe environment for our children so that they don't end up hurting themselves in the process. But we need to let them explore more. If your child has to break an egg to learn what gravity is, so be it. It might cost you an egg and some harassment of cleaning, but then your child would have just discovered gravity. So think about it. It's completely worth it at the end of the day.